beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful sight.
Well, let's start right up with the top fish right up there. I know that one I don't believe is yours, but...
That top fish is muskellunge from St. Lawrence River. Art Lawton gave that to me just before he died. A whole bunch of those lures went with it. That's not the big one. He's got the world record. Right here, there's a picture of it. His wife caught that, but Art claimed it and he got a lot of fishing lures.
His wife really caught it?
His wife really caught it, yeah. And that's still the world record muskellunge, and it was caught up in the St. Lawrence River, up around, oh boy, I used to know. And that's a whole bunch of pictures of moose George Bailey and I got up in Canada on skidoos. Can't do that anymore. There's Pete, little guy there. See how small he was with the standing there beside him? Did you see that?
Yeah.
With his gun. There's a deer that Art Lawton and I killed. There's a polar bear, a picture of the polar bear. A picture of my dad and his horses where he took men back in the woods hunting, guiding. Picture of the moose I got down Alaska Peninsula. And right above it, that's an emperor goose.
That one right up there?
Emperor goose. They only migrate as far as the Aleutian Islands from Alaska. They never come down south, so not many people have ever seen them unless they go to Alaska. They just migrate as far as the Aleutian Islands.
Now what's that deer way up in there?
Well, that's the deer my father had. Deer that he killed. The only other one I have of his is that one over there by his picture, and that's the last deer he ever killed.
Where's that?
That one right over his picture there. He killed that, and my brother Claude found it when he was hunting up in there. He killed it and didn't get it, but they found it a couple days after. Cut the horns off for him.
Okay.
Those
now,
are.
Let's go to that fish right underneath Art Lawton's there.
Yeah, that's a lake trout. I caught him up in the Great Bear Lake with Maynard Ashline. I think he's 24 pound. Lot of fish up there. I went after a big lake trout, 65 pound. They told me I'd catch, but I never did. There's a picture of that big fish I caught.
Oh yeah.
That's Art Lawton and his wife there with that big trophy muskellunge they caught. We didn't get any bigger than that, but they're in there, Great Bear Lake. And coming next is a Arctic char. Pete caught that. That's the most beautiful fish I ever saw in my whole life. That weighed 23 pounds, and the world record is 26 pounds and 6 ounces, so it was right near it.
All right.
And we got it mounted in the House of Lero in Montreal, which did a fantastic job.
They're pretty good eating, as I remember,
oh,
too.
yeah, boy. The best. Another little one over in that corner over there.
Yeah, up
Can
in
you
the
get
corner.
that? I caught that one same time, but small one. That weighed about 10, 12 pounds. I did catch a big Arctic char. We'll come to that as we go around. But it wasn't mounted in the House of Lero, and I don't want to tell you who mounted it. But they didn't do a good job. The next thing there is a king salmon.
Go stand over near there. I can get you in while I'm
Yeah,
talking.
that's king salmon. That was caught up in the King Salmon River in Alaska. Pete caught that. He went up there, weighed 48 pounds. He caught it with Mark Brownell. He was up there with Mark Brownell. They went up there for a fishing trip, and I don't know how many fish they caught, but he brought back a whole bunch of it. Mark didn't want him to because it cost 40 cents a pound. Pete called me and he says, "Don't you think we ought to bring a lot of salmon back for 40 cents a pound?" I said, "Yes, about $7 a pound down in the market. You better bring back all you can." Pete says, "That's what I thought." So he sent back a whole bunch of it. And there's some of his deer he got down with Harold Harrington. I think that was the last 2 deer he got down there.
Down south?
He was hunting down there.
Yeah.
And that, he killed that little bear there up in New Hampshire. He got that up there. He and I went up there hunting black bear with dogs. I got one, but I got the skin mounted. We had his little one mounted, or with the whole bear, a little one. And that porcupine, he run over up in Hope Falls, and the little one was born soon after he run over, and he had it mounted. And those were a couple ducks he killed.
They're mallards, right?
Mallards.
Yeah.
And he killed that woodchuck, of course.
Okay, now what's this deer way up there?
Well, that's a deer that I killed. I can't
Okay. That's a
tell you
local deer
exactly
then,
where.
yeah.
It's a local deer, either here or the windfall. I think I killed that on the windfall. And this is a hammerhead shark. He caught that down in Stuart, Florida. Can't tell you just when, but I know he caught it in Stuart. This deer here was I killed back in the crusher when we was logging up there. Mark Brownell, Howard told me that he had seen this deer go across the road just above our crusher, and it was a 12-point buck. So I rushed home, got my gun, and went up in there, and boy, when I saw it, I said, that's sure a 12-pointer, so I shot it. But I was awful disappointed when I saw it was only a 10.
Pretty nice
But
rack, though.
it was a beautiful deer, so I had it mounted whole. And it was a big deer, too. It weighed 190 pounds. That was about as nice a 10-point rack as you'll find,
Yeah.
all even. That's an otter down there. Got him up in Maine. I can't think of the town where we got him, but that's where he came from.
Now back here there's a sheepskin. Some guys, I remember some guy brought that to you.
Yeah.
I thought we ought to be displaying it.
Yeah, I forget who the hell it was by now.
I can't either, but I remember
Yeah.
when he brought it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now all these other deer here are just on the plaques are deer that I've killed throughout the years. And I'm sure I can't tell you where they all come from, but I can some of them. That deer I killed up on Buck Mountain. Robin Sawyer shot at it 5 times, and then his gun 4 times. His gun clogged, and it come on down to me, and I shot 3 times at it before I hit it. Boy, he was really traveling. But I remember that, and you know where that one came from.
I sure do. I helped drag that one
Yeah,
out.
you helped drag that out.
And I got that short stubby side, as I remember.
We got him up above Vic's Gate, up by his first pond, as I recall. He was a nice deer too. They
Yeah,
called him
yeah.
Bigfoot there for years.
Yeah.
He was a big deer. But I shot it, as I remember, and went back down to camp and got you. You were down to camp
Yeah,
and got you to
yeah,
help pull it
yeah.
out.
Yeah. Okay,
So
now there's
that's,
some
ducks there. Those blue-winged teal.
Oh, which one you talking about? That one right there?
there.
Blue wing teal.
Yeah, and this one here is oh boy, my mind leaves me. Can't tell you. Scaup.
Scaup.
Scaup. S-C-A-U-P.
Huh. Are these from around here?
Yeah.
They're-
That's a scaup.
Okay.
Uh,
Now a couple of these horns here look different. What are these things?
oh, those are
Those are the ones from Germany?
uh,
Didn't you bring home a
no,
lot of
those are antelope.
antelope? Okay.
Antelope. Yeah, I just had those put on I've got one mounted, but he's up to the house, you know. I got one whole head mounted.
Yeah.
But that's up to the house. These I just had them put on
Now
a
where did you kill them?
Wyoming. Yep. Lee Keller was with me when I got those.
Okay, now you got something
That little elk head up there, that is the only elk I ever killed right there. And that was a 7-pointer, small, but he was a beautiful, beautiful elk. Gene and I went out to Colorado. went out to Bobcat Peters. Remember that time we went down through Rabbit Ears Pass
Yeah.
and almost got stuck in
Stuck
the
in the snow.
blizzard?
Yeah.
And that's the elk I got. He was beautiful. They're the most beautiful animal in the world, I think. But it didn't have a nice rack. I never killed a nice rack. Never will, probably. That's that caribou there. I killed up the.
Okay, move down a little bit.
Beg your pardon?
Yeah, move down a little bit
Yeah.
so I can get in front of you.
That was killed up in Labrador with Vic Brownell and Ronnie Brownell and Maynard Ashline, George Bailey, and I. Yeah, Ronnie and I killed one. We was right together when we shot two. He got one just like it. This here is a brown bear from Kodiak Island.
They're also known as a Kodiak bear.
Kodiak bear, yeah, brown bear.
Are they known is a grizzly bear the same thing?
No,
Grizzly bear is different.
Well, they're really the same, but they have a line north of a certain line in Alaska. They call them grizzlies, and south of that they call them brown bear. The brown bear gets bigger, larger because he has a lot of salmon to feed on. And this isn't a big one. This is about 8.5 foot. Makes them up to 11 foot and all that. But I was there 31 days before I got him.
So you're going to wait around for a big one.
Couldn't wait any longer.
I remember that.
Yeah. And at the same time, I got the seal and black foxes and I killed 8 seal. Got one mounted down here. We'll come to that in a minute. There's a timber wolf. Shot him down the Alaska Peninsula. Shot him out of an airplane. We saw him laying on top of a cone mountain that looked just like a ice cream cone. He laid right on top of it with his legs crossed. And we circled around it, finally scared him off and got him down on the plains or down on the flat cinder beds and shot him. It was fun. And they wanted to get rid of him. This is a prize trophy here. This old guy here, he's done that with I don't know how many children. It scares him right to death.
Now explain to me about that sign right there.
What sign's that?
That sign right on there that says when you killed him.
Oh, the polar bear I shot him with a 300 Magnum rifle. It was a guide's gun. I didn't take mine. George Bailey took his gun, but it was 44 below zero the 13th day of March, and that was the day you were born, of course.
Right. But the sign says what?
The sign
17th.
says,
17th.
where's the sign say?
March 17th.
Yeah, well, that's not right. It was the 13th. Because I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And it's 44 below zero. And,
Maybe the 17th came because I was 17 on that day.
Maybe.
Maybe that's how we got 17
Yeah.
on there.
But anyhow, I had to use his gun because I was going to use George Bailey's. We only took one gun, 30-06. But it was so damn cold, he couldn't even get his open. Say nothing about putting a shell in it. He couldn't even open it up.
Isn't it something?
And say nothing about shooting. And these guns are all taken down and boiled in water and then put graphite on them so they don't freeze. And we drawed cards, or George and I, or flipped a coin to see who shot the first bear. And he won, so he got to shoot the first bear. And the first bear was a small female, and that's what he got to shoot. And of course I was last, and I got to shoot this beautiful thing just by the flip of a coin.
Yeah.
Or else I'd had the little one and he'd had this one. It wasn't all that great a feat shooting him. We watched, we had 2 planes. We landed on an ice floe out in the Arctic Ocean. And the other plane, first we found him, and then we landed, got up on a big ice cake so we could see around. And George and his guide there, they drove the bear to us with the plane.
Mm-hmm.
And First time I shot him, he went down. And next, he got up and started running, and I shot him again, shot him way back. And the third time, I hit him in the neck, and that did him in. But he's a beautiful bear, and he's not a real, you know, what they call a trophy bear, but he's a trophy class bear. He's in the trophy class. Any bear over 10 foot they consider in a trophy class, whereas a real trophy would probably be 11 foot, or something like that. But he weighed approximately 1,500 pounds, and we had to send his, and it was squared out at 10'6", and his age was 18 years. So, nice bear.
I remember we having to move him to get into filing cabinets before we had this built.
Yeah, we had to take the picture windows out of the house
in order to get it out.
In order to put him in, and then take him back out when we moved him over here. Had him down in the Fulton County Bank for a month in their window down there on Main Street.
Yeah. Okay, let's go up here.
That's an elk. That's a royal elk. No, that's not a royal. A royal elk is 7 14 pointers. That's a 6. That's a 12. Yeah, that's a royal elk. 12 pointer. 6 on each side. George Bailey killed that. And he didn't have any place to put it, so he put it down here. And he left it right here when he died. I saw him before he died, and I asked him about it, and he said leave it here, so it'll always be here. And when we put a little tag up on there, I want to make sure we put a tag and say that it's his elk, because I didn't kill it.
Okay. Okay, what about that fish up there in the...
That fish, that's a striped bass. That's a Maynard ash line, and I caught that, and I don't know which one of us caught it. We caught it over around Boston, and it was real pretty, and Maynard had it mounted. And when he sold his place, that's one thing that I asked for, because I didn't have one, and so he let me have it, and I put it over here. But they're real good eating. They're an ocean fish.
Okay, let's talk about that duck to the right of the elk there. We didn't get him.
That's oh boy. I'll have to get my duck book.
Okay. Okay.
I'll tell you in a few minutes.
Okay.
Those are oh boy. I can't tell you. This bottom one here is from Mexico. It's
we talking about the ducks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wish I could see the sign there. I'd tell you what it was. Pete caught them. I think they're just bass.
They look ugly enough to be him.
Huh?
They look ugly enough to be him. Is that bottom one of Pete's that was mounted?
Yeah, that's about the first fish he ever caught.
Yeah, looks like.
All those little fish are his. Yeah. Some that he caught, you know. Now that one up in the corner there, that's a caribou. I got him down to the left. Probably won't be able to get that with that light shining right at you.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to get sideways here.
I have to kill that down. Oh, that was come from Labrador too. That was the second trip up there with Vic Brownell. Went with him.
Now what is that?
It's a caribou.
Caribou.
But you got a double shovel, see?
Yeah, look at that.
In the middle there. And then one on the outside, 2 on the outside. Well, some of them only have one in the middle. See, that one's only got one.
Yeah.
They call them a double shovel.
Yeah.
And this one over here, see, he's only got one in the middle. That's Alaska Peninsula caribou. And he's only got one.
He's only got one, yeah.
But they're different caribou. These are barren ground caribou, and these are Alaska Peninsula caribou. I just don't know the difference between the two of them.
Okay, now.
That is. This is, of course, Canada goose, and these are snow geese. Got that down to Maryland, the Canada goose, and And the snow geese I got up in Alaska.
Okay, now do you know the name of that last one down there?
No.
That's what happens, you get so many different kinds of ducks, see?
I know it. I didn't start killing ducks till I got old, and then 'cause I saved that for my old age, and of course when I got old I started forgetting everything. So that's why I can't tell you what they are. I know, but I just can't remember.
Yeah. Okay, let's, now up here, that's, the big one is a raven.
And yeah,
And
the
the
small
little
one's
one's
a crow.
crow.
Pete killed the crow and I killed the raven down the Alaska Peninsula.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now there's some other one flying up there. What's that thing?
Well, that's a golden eye. That's a female, and that's the male over there.
Oh, wait a minute. Where's the male?
Right there. Right over there. See
No,
that?
no, I'm talking about this one outstretched here.
Oh, that's a hawk.
Okay, this is a hawk.
Bradley Brownell gave me that. I don't know where he got it.
Okay.
It's illegal. That's
Okay.
why I didn't get it.
Okay. Probably he ran over it with a
Probably.
car.
Yeah.
Okay, now this one up above that deer head is
The female golden eye.
and then this
This is the male golden
and the male is right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're going to back up to the sailfish. Okay.
Sailfish, that came
Walk over there.
from Stuart, Florida. 6'9" I remember. That's a Atlantic sail. We got a Pacific sail over there that Gene caught, 9'2", but you'll get that later.
Yeah.
It was caught that at least. George Bailey was with me at least 25 years ago, 30.
Okay, what about over in the corner there, that
That's a
pig-looking thing?
wild boar. Babe Cardelli and I got down in Tennessee. I can't tell you just where, but down there in the mountains of Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And of course that little thing below it's a possum. And that fish head there is a walleye that Pete got. And
The possum is from around here.
And there's another head that Pete got, a pike, northern pike head. See it there?
Yeah.
And there's his two little fish, first ones he ever caught. And there's a walleye he caught down here with spillway. That's a beautiful walleye. If you can see it back of that turkey there. You got a, there's a,
That's quite a nice fish.
yep.
Okay, and there's another trout down there. Is that
yeah, I got that up in Canada. Vic Brownell and I.
Okay.
But you gotta take those trout up to my house and those things on the
Yeah,
wall up there.
yeah.
And that seal, I got down to Alaska, let's see, no, Kodiak Island. Same time I got the brown bear. And I shot them on the ice. You're allowed to have 8. And the other 7 I just got the skins from them over there. I was going to have your mother a coat made out of them, but damn things are all different colors. And nobody knows how to color them. So instead of the coat, we got to hang them in here so everybody can see them. And the little guy was, we had skinned it out, and we were getting back to our boat, and I said, boy, she looks like she's pregnant. And the guy says, she is. So I went back with my knife, and I ripped her open, and this guy popped out.
Yeah.
And so I had him mounted too.
Okay.
Beautiful little guy. Wasn't going to make it anyway, so I might just well mount him.
Okay.
Turkey I got down to Hawaiian Islands. Down in the middle island there, the middle big island, and a 500,000 acre ranch. I didn't think the whole damn island was that big. And they had white Hereford cattle up there, all kinds of them. And
That's the one that John picked up at the airport the day that he had phlebitis, right?
I think
And he
so.
went right to the hospital, and that sat in the back of the truck?
Yeah.
I think you were more worried about the turkey than you were about him that day, as I remember.
Probably. I didn't know how bad he was, probably.
Okay, now that bear.
That bear,
Okay,
they killed that up in Maine, and it was 21 years old.
Wow.
And look how gray it is. It's all gray, an old female, and half her teeth went out.
Yeah.
Got a picture of it over there, her skull's over there. She wouldn't have lived much longer.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, and so I had it mounted because she was so white. She's all white colored. See her head?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's the other part of her rear end there. There's that bear I got with Pete.
Yeah.
Right there. Up in
Boy, that was a big one too.
New Hampshire. Dogs
Yeah.
run it to
Yeah.
us.
Okay, now there's a deer up there. That's just another local deer.
Yeah, that's deer that I killed. Those were some of the nicest ones I mounted whole. I mean, had the head mounted. That was a beautiful deer. I forget where I got it. Probably Wells. That one, probably Wells too, or
This one.
out that way.
Okay, now we're up to the big moose in the middle.
That big moose is another wonderful animal I got down. George Bailey and I killed a lot of moose up in Canada, but we never killed a bigger one as that. And that was, they figured it weighed a ton, and it had 67.5-inch spread. And just a big, big thing. Really big.
Okay, before we go on, we forgot this pheasant over here on the wall.
Well, Pete killed
Back
that.
here.
Where is it?
Back right up above the polar bear's head. Look at the polar bear.
Yeah, Pete killed that somewhere. I don't know where.
That's a beautiful bird, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Got the possum over there, didn't you? In the
Got
corner?
the possum, yeah.
And this little guy here, that's a armadillo.
Yeah. Yeah, now where's he from?
I got one over there with a basket made out of it.
Yeah,
Florida.
Hanging on the deer, yeah. Okay.
Oh, that pretty rock there, Larry Simpson carried from off Buck Mountain for me, or carried it off, not Buck Mountain, oh, just a minute, I'll tell you. Spruce Mountain. Carried that way down off of Spruce Mountain. Looks like it had gold in it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that is pretty.
No, this is the one he carried for me. That one is from a gold mine. That has got gold in it, see it?
Oh,
I got that in
yeah.
a gold mine up Canada. This is the one Larry carried for me, down off Spruce Mountain.
And what's this next flat one?
That's Coral Rock. That's from Stuart, Florida.
Yeah.
Coral Rock. This here, I don't know where the hell I got that from. Wouldn't have any idea. Just,
Okay, now there's a fish up there on the fireplace.
yeah, that's a wahoo. Caught him down to West Palm, not West Palm, way to Key West, way down to Key West, with Vic and Brownell and Claude, my brother Claude.
Okay.
Jesus, we got a long ways to go yet.
We're half. Okay.
I had my grandfather's Stuart shotgun, Morg Fountain. Morg, Stuart's wife, gave it to me to put in here, and it's an old timer.
And where did that bear trap come from up there?
Well, that bear trap's one my father had.
Hmm.
He used to trap some, and he was a guide for all of his life. He guided hunters and loved to hunt deer and rabbits.
Well, that
Killed 9 white snowshoe rabbits in one day. Best I ever did was 7.
And you hunted a lot.
Yeah, and I hunted a lot.
Yeah. I remember seeing him hanging on the shed.
Oh yeah, I used to love to hunt rabbits more so than deer.
That clock with those squirrels on it's real old. I remember that when I was
Yeah.
a kid.
Yeah, I don't know where I got that from. Just squirrels, I guess.
Yeah.
That buck, I don't know where he come from, but I can't remember where all those deer came from, but that don't matter.
Okay, next is that a swordfish? Is that what they call that?
What's that?
Is that a swordfish?
No, that's
Marlin?
white marlin.
White marlin.
I haven't got a blue marlin. I always wanted to get one, but never got one. Pete caught that, and he started reeling it in, and Vic Brownell says, "I got one too, Pete. We got a double." Says, "I got one, and you got one." They were both reeling like hell, and Vic had him hooked in the tail, and Pete had him in the mouth.
So Pete got the
So
fish.
Pete got the credit.
Okay, now.
Yeah, that was in Stuart, Florida.
Okay, let's go up to that bird up above there.
That's a Canada goose,
Okay.
and this is a lesser Canada goose. They're a smaller goose. See
Yeah.
how much smaller it is than that one?
I guess so. Okay, now those birds in the corner are ptarmigan?
Those are ptarmigan. They turn white in the wintertime like our snowshoe rabbits, and brown in the summertime. This is just as they're turning back.
Yeah. And
We got some white ones right behind you. We'll get when we get to them.
this is from Alaska?
Yeah. Oh no, way up in Canada. They have them in Alaska too.
Yeah.
But the way up Leaf River, where we caught the Arctic char,
Uh-huh.
and that deer there came from. I know where that deer came from. He came from Benson, about 5 years ago.
Okay, there's a couple more deer up there. There's a
Yeah,
That's a doe. That's about the
uh,
only doe you got in here,
Yeah,
isn't it?
that's when the doe season came about down south the first time.
Uh-huh.
19 what? I killed the doe and that buck down there the same day. They were both right together, and I had them mounted. And that's how come.
And then there's a deer up here in the
Yeah,
corner.
that's another buck I killed. I don't know where I got him.
Okay, now how about some of these little fish here?
Well,
You know any of
that's a
those?
Spanish mackerel. That first one on the right,
Yeah,
and this other one is a bluefin tuna.
over on the left.
Yeah. And this is a little dolphin here. And that's a tarpon up there. They got all those little ones in Stuart, but the tarpon, Maynard Ashland, I got down to Isla Morada, down in the Keys. Yeah.
What about that one's in back of that deer head? Can you
That's
see that little thing?
Back of the deer head. What's that?
Looks like a trout or something.
Oh yeah, that's a trout. Probably Pete caught that and had it mounted. I don't know where that came from.
Now look at that. Is that a crab?
That's a king crab, and that's a Dungeness crab. We got
Down
them.
below? Yeah.
Got them up in Anchorage, Alaska, just out of Anchorage, Alaska.
Okay.
And that's the Arctic char that I was telling you about. I caught the same time Pete did. And that weighed 21 pounds. His weighed 23.
Yeah.
But had a local guy mount that, and you see how
Yeah.
pretty that is compared to that one up there.
Right.
They didn't know what an Arctic char looked
Right.
like down here.
Right. Yeah.
And these other fish, this is a, that's a kingfish. Pete caught that, and a barracuda. I think he caught that too, down in Stuart. And I'm sure he caught that little rainbow because I would never had that mounted.
Right.
He mounted
Okay.
every fish
Now
he
let's
caught.
go-
He liked the fish, Pete did.
Let's go back to what are those horns on the floor there?
Those are a set of I didn't kill it. The guy gave it to me. They're from
Bighorn,
Idaho.
bighorn sheep from Idaho.
A friend of Babe's gave them to me.
Okay. Now, let's
And that loon Vic Brownell gave to me. He was in a house he bought.
Okay, now
And
there's,
that coon,
oh wait a minute, here's some ducks back here.
oh yeah, those are wood ducks. Somebody mounted and gave to me. Didn't do a very good job, I'll tell you.
Mhm.
In fact, it's horrible. In fact, some of the feathers are out, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now what's these horns up here?
Oh, that's just a
That was a beach cow, was
longhorn
it?
down from Texas. I bought that down in Texas, the longhorn cattle
Okay.
down there.
Okay.
We didn't, Pete caught that fish there. I think that's the one that he caught and they lost his pole on, you remember?
Oh yeah?
Larry Surface
Yeah.
Hat, that's the one
Yeah.
right there. That was
Yeah.
a beautiful fish.
Yeah.
Beautiful rainbow. I think it weighed 4 pounds. And that's the first thing that Pete ever killed, right there.
The raccoon?
That raccoon down
Yeah.
on 7 Hills Road.
Yeah.
Went across the road in the fall and And I told him, get out and chase it. And he chased it and went up a tree and come back and got the gun and shot it. And this is another goose. Can't imagine. Can't see that tail's off of that. That's another Canada goose. And,
Okay, and this is just a mallard down here,
just
right?
a mallard. I don't know where it came from. Peter, I got it, I'm sure.
Okay.
And that's a fox squirrel I got down in Florida.
It's big, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's a martin I got up in Maine. And that's a black bear, but he's red in color. Out in Idaho, they have red colors. The stone out there is all red.
Huh.
All their stone is a red cast, and that's the color. That's the color of his skin there. See?
Yeah. Pretty, huh?
Some of them are real light, and others are chocolate colored, and some of them are black.
Yeah. Okay.
I
now
got
there's
him with Babe out in the state of Idaho, and that's a jackrabbit up above it. That came from Texas, but the horns, I don't know where they came from, but I'm sure they didn't grow on the rabbit.
You know, you'd be surprised how many people ask, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That jackrabbit says, where'd you say it was from? It says Texas Creek, Colorado on that sign.
Well, maybe that's where we got it.
Huh.
I guess maybe we did. Pete and I, we were up there. Yeah, I guess it was Texas too.
Okay, now we're up here in this corner here.
That's bobcat. Babe and I got him up in Maine. Dogs were running it. The guy had dogs and run it to us, and I shot it.
And then
And that's a partridge. I think that's the first. No, there's the first partridge Pete ever killed in that thing there.
Yeah.
I think that's one that one of us got.
Okay.
And you're looking at a wolverine right down there. I killed him the same day, or the same time I killed the Arctic, the polar bear. However, another day.
Don't they say he's one of the meanest animals?
Yeah, he'll fight a bear,
Yeah.
they say.
Yeah.
They're not afraid of anything. I killed him with George Bailey. Shot him from a plane. That little guy there is a coyote, one of our own here. Killed him up on Spruce Mountain. Pete was driving, and he heard me shoot. He knew where I was watching. I was watching this one place, and he knew where I was watching. He says, "I'll be right down and help you drag him out." He said, "Did you get him?" I said, "Yep." He says, "Good boy." Got down there, and when I showed him out, he says, "I thought it was a damn deer." But he was a big coyote.
That one that we saw across the road up in Plattsburgh was at least that big.
Yeah. This guy here, Babe and I got down in Louisiana. You pay so much to shoot him, and that was just part of the job. The big job was get a permit to bring him home and have him mounted. And, you always got to keep that tag in his tail. If you don't, they can have you arrested down the road 20 years. They say.
No kidding. Well, that's good. You know,
You're looking at about $2,500 there.
Isn't that something?
I'll give you some idea of what's in this room.
Yeah, I guess.
That badger, got him out in Idaho. They're a pretty little thing. They can dig a hole awful fast.
Yeah.
Guess they're not. They're quite mean, I guess, but they don't bother anybody really.
Okay, let's. Is that a red squirrel or a
red squirrel? Most of these things are things that Pete got. That's the first red squirrel he killed. He killed that muskrat. He killed that partridge. He killed that rabbit. That's his first rabbit right there, and that's his first partridge, and that's his first duck, and that's his first gray squirrel. And that. He's got another thing over in back there. You're out of gas.
Oh, just shut off. Okay.
You're out of gas.
I don't know why it did that.
That's the biggest deer I ever killed right there. He was a 10-pointer, but he was big, like 207 or 8 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got him on Fox Hill.
Okay.
That's a caribou from Alaska Peninsula.
And there's the white ptarmigan. Ptarmigan?
Yep. Yep, ptarmigan.
And what's...
It's spelled with a P, I think. And that's a white red squirrel.
Albino?
Albino red squirrel.
Huh.
Tracy Howard gave me that and put in my trophy room. And I got to
Yeah.
put his name
Yeah.
on it. I think it is there on that little
Yeah.
card.
Yeah.
He gave it to me.
Okay, now one thing we forgot to talk about down here was this snake skin.
This what?
The snake skin.
Oh,
Stretches,
yeah.
stretches
That's,
from there.
That's a boa constrictor. George Bailey and I got that down in South America.
Yeah, all the way
We went
down.
down there after jaguar, and George shot him with a shotgun, a buckshot. And when he shot him, there was kids playing within 30 feet of him, not paying any attention to him.
Yeah.
That's about the only thing we got besides the trots.
Dysentery. Yeah.
I came out early. George stayed down there 3 days longer trying to get a jaguar. I come out and I nearly died. But he didn't drink any water, so he didn't get it.
He was okay.
But I did.
They tell you, hey, mister, don't drink the water.
Yeah, I couldn't. I had to drink something.
Okay.
Oh, this is that's the back end of the doll sheep. Pete had those made.
Yeah.
And that's the back end of the deer, of course, and those are coon skins that he caught and had tanned. And that's a little mountain goat I killed over in Austria.
The one next to the bee's nest?
Beehive when I was over in Germany. And those are 3 German deer I killed over there. They call them raybucks. I got pictures of them on the wall. They won't weigh over 80, 90, 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Nice little deer. Those are other deer that I killed. That's a green-winged teal. There are green-winged teals there.
Male and female, yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, they're pretty.
Pretty, aren't they?
Yeah.
And
This is a mule deer up there?
Yep, that's a mule deer. Got that out in Colorado. George Bailey. And there's that deer there. Oh, I think I shot him up on between Curly Laporte's and Elwyn Ginners with George Culver. Yeah. And that's the last deer my father killed there. And that's his whole knife and watch there he had when he on him when he died. There's a picture of my mother and father there together. Yep, there's Pete's.
What's he doing in this picture?
They're ice fishing. Vic Brownell gave that to me after he died, and that's up to the first pond there, and they were ice fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's going to be me there after I'm gone with that hard to hear thing there. Listen to the rabbit dog run there. Fall of
running behind them.
Running behind him. I got my hat up there, all ready for it.
Now what about this doll?
That's the first deer that Pete ever killed.
Is this the button buck?
Yeah, that's the button
buck. Yeah, little buttons there. Yeah.
There was a spike horn and a doe and a fawn, and we was going into hunting camp, and he was about, I don't know, 12, 13 years old, and said to him, here's your chance now to get your first buck. It's the day before hunting season, but Vic won't care. So I can give him the gun, and he kept aiming and kept aiming, and I said, shoot him, Pete, shoot. And he didn't shoot, and didn't shoot, and didn't shoot. And I said, he's going to run pretty soon. If you don't shoot, I can't understand why you aren't shooting. And pretty soon, he shot. And away went the buck. I said, you missed him. No, he says, I got him. I said, there he is running. You didn't get him. He's running. So I went over there, and he'd shot this little fellow. But the story was, he couldn't see the buck.
Yeah.
from where he sat in the car. He couldn't see the buck, and this is the only one he could see, and that's why he wasn't shooting, because he couldn't see any horns. And I kept saying, shoot, shoot, shoot. And finally he shot, and that's the one he killed.
Yeah.
But
Shows you just what little difference in the woods can be. I mean, you're
that's
both
right.
right together, and
yeah,
you couldn't
well,
see
he
it.
was on the right-hand side, looking out over the hood, and I was looking out from my side
Yeah,
on the car.
yeah.
No, he was driving. He was
Yeah.
looking there, and I was looking from my side
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
other side. But we made out all right. We told Vic about it. He says, we won't tell Vic about it, will we? And I said, yeah, he'll be the only one we'll tell.
Yeah.
So we had to tell him. There's Coon, got him up in,
Coon.
Beaver, got him up in Bleecker. There's a skunk, got him up by Babes.
Did you
Up
shoot him
in
or
New
run over
Hampshire.
him?
Huh?
Shoot him?
Yeah, up in New Hampshire. Shot the
Is that
beaver.
Grandpa Spittoon down there?
Yeah, that's the old man's spittoon. Yeah. There's some snowshoes. There's the only snowshoes that he ever had was right there, and there's a pair he bought me when I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
That's the only one he ever
Yeah.
had. And here's his fish basket there, all done up in wire. See it?
Yeah.
And
Okay. Let's talk about these lobsters here.
that lobster, we bought him over in New Hampshire. Oh, geez. It's the only place where you can buy those big lobster, because the other places you have to throw them back. They're breeder lobster, but New Hampshire allows you to catch them.
Huh.
And so Manchester, New Hampshire.
Manchester.
And we ate him, and Babe took him home and took him down to the cellar and numbed him for me.
Put them back
It was a
together.
hell of a job. He did a
Jeez.
hell of a job, didn't
I
he?
guess so.
Yeah. Did
He
a
weighed,
nice-
what'd you say, 22 pounds?
22 pounds, yeah.
Yeah.
And all these other things are, the oysters and shells and things I picked up in various places. That net I picked up in Kodiak Island, and I had my guide carry it for 5 miles, so I could bring it here and see all those little balls and things around it there. It was a Japanese fishing net.
Yeah.
And I had him carry it for 5 miles so I could bring it home. And I also brought that stick home. That laid on that's a diamond willow wood where the woodpeckers have pecked in it. See it?
Look at
I carried that all the way home on the plane with me.
that.
Is that something?
Okay, now we got to go to these animals down here on the floor.
Well, I gotta get that big
Oh,
fish there. Your
holy
mother
cow.
caught that down in
That's-
Acapulco.
Yeah, that's Mom's fish. Yeah.
10 foot 3 inches.
Yeah.
And that is a record. That's a record class Pacific sailfish. Vic got one Vic got one 10 foot 1 inch, and Gene got one 10 foot 3 inch. But his was heavier.
Yeah.
And that's a little bull dolphin I caught down in Stewart. And now where we're going.
Okay, now down here on the floor.
foxes.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I ever had mounted,
Yeah. I remember him being in the cellar for a long time.
with a partridge in its
Yeah.
mouth. And you and Pete
Yeah.
played with it and tore the
Yeah.
partridge out.
There was nails sticking out of his
Nails,
mouth.
so all we had was nails sticking out of his mouth, and I took it down and had Georgie Whitman put a squirrel in its mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that has got to be over 50 years old.
Yeah.
Because I caught it when I was going to high school,
Yeah.
and that was 1939. I graduated in 39, so
Right.
it's got to be over 50 years
Right. Right.
old. And that's Fisher. I shot him up in Cathead Mountain with Larry Mead.
You got this red fox up on the windfall someplace?
Windfall, yeah. Yeah.
And this the Fisher was from, where'd you say,
Cathead
Mountain?
Mountain.
Yeah.
And the gray fox, got him down on silver gray, yeah. Silver gray, you want to put him
Okay.
there. Got him down on Seven Hills Road.
Yeah.
And the other one is well, I thought it was a black fox. It was all brown like his tail there when I killed him down on Kodiak Island. But after I had him mounted, he turned white like that.
Huh.
So I don't know what you'd call him.
Huh.
A brown fox, I guess. But this is a pretty one, the Arctic fox.
Yeah.
Caught him up to shot him up near the Arctic Ocean up in Point Barrow.
Yeah.
Same time I got the wolf. No, same time I got the polar bear and the wolverine.
Yeah.
He's pretty, real pretty.
Okay, now let's talk about what's here. There's a rattlesnake.
That's a rattlesnake. That came from down Fonda way. I don't know who got it. Pete got it from somebody down there.
Okay.
I want to show you that bear there. See him in the cage there?
Bear in the cage. Yeah.
That Flask Maynard gave me that. He says, that's the only bear you don't have. He says, so I brought you one Christmas.
The panda bear.
Panda bear.
Yeah.
And straight full of nice whiskey, too.
Ezra Brooks.
Yeah. What kind of whiskey is it? I forgot now. Maybe I drank it. I don't know.
Now, what's this thing over here? This is a little...
Oh, yeah.
Where'd that come from?
Isn't that pretty? Last fall, got done?
Yeah.
Last fall, George Whitman, when he sold his, a year ago last fall, 2 years ago, I guess, when he sold his taxidermy place, he said, I brought you up a little gift. He said, you gave me a lot of business while I was in business. He said, and I thought it was time I gave you something. So he brought that up and gave it to me, and I thought it was beautiful. And I had Matty Brooker build me this plexiglass.
Yeah.
And I never did ask him how much it cost for it. He never sent me a bill, so I imagine he made me a gift of that too.
Yeah.
So, but isn't he something?
He didn't say how he happened to come across
Yeah,
that
his
way.
mother was killed on the road in the
Isn't
spring of the
it?
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dear.
Tiny, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Poor little thing.
Yeah. So, there's much more. I don't believe
now
all these
these-
things here, maybe.
What are these skins on the back of this?
Oh, those are rabbit skins sewed together. Somebody gave me that.
Yeah.
I don't know who. But there's a kangaroo
Caribou.
skin there, and there's a whole bunch of different rocks collection there. I used to like to do that wherever I went. I picked up a bunch of rocks. What I didn't do was mark them every time, so now I got a bunch of rocks with no names on them. Your mother said, we'll mark them later. We'll mark them later. From all over the world, wherever we've been, I collected rocks.
Yeah.
But half of them we don't know where the hell they're from.
They're still pretty.
They're real pretty.
There's
All
a
of them.
turtle.
Here's one of those Herkimer diamonds. Did you ever see that? See the diamonds in it?
Yeah.
There, dig them right out of the ground up in Herkimer. And this here we got just last year. That's somewhere, I don't know where it says on it. I can't read what the hell it says. So.
Well, where'd this turtle shell come from here?
That's a horseshoe turtle. No. That ain't a horseshoe turtle. That's a big turtle. I don't know where the hell that came from. Florida. We picked it up on the beach in Florida.
Yeah. Now there's a owl up here.
Yeah. That's an owl. Don't ask me what the name of that duck is, because I don't know.
What duck? Oh, that little one hanging there?
Female.
That's good. Okay, I think that's it, don't you?
That's about it. Too bad. This little room in here, all that belongs to Ira Gray. Don't know if you want to take any pictures in there or not.
Well, I'll just take a
Yeah, just take a gander around.
pan.
He donated this to me. I built a little room on the back here, and this is his collection of things, a lifetime collection. And I built a little room, and he brought them up here and put them all in it. And he's long since gone. That's a picture of his rifle up there, the first one he killed his first deer with, and the bottom one's the one he killed his last deer with.
I remember when he kept bringing the stuff up, people kept saying, well, where's the gun that belongs there? And he used to say, I haven't killed my last deer yet,
That's
so I haven't
right.
hung it
Yeah,
up there.
I haven't hung it up there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was old then.
Yeah. I think, what was he, 94?
Now what about this eagle over here?
95? That's his. You could kill eagles then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a nice moose there. That's Canada moose. Nice moose. He killed moose and bear, and he killed a lot of animals. He never got too excited about working. He did a lot of hunting.
He was a guide, right? Too?
Yeah,
A guide,
he was a forest ranger. He loved to hunt rabbits. I got a picture here of he and I shooting a couple of rabbits once. And that's a black snowshoe rabbit over there in that cage. That's a unique thing.
You mean that one that doesn't turn?
Yeah.
Doesn't turn.
He doesn't turn, and he stays that way. He happens about once in 100,000 times, they say.
Isn't that something? Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Pop.
Yep.
Thanks
You're
for doing
welcome.
this tonight.
Okay.
I know you didn't want to.
Well, I wanted to, but I didn't think I had time because I had to meet that guy, but I'm glad I did it.
Okay.
Might not be here. Yep, I got him up in New Hampshire too.
Yeah.
He's pretty. Hotter.
Real pretty.
Yep.
Okay.
Building
There's the sign.
was an old school where your mother started school. Right there. And here's the old bell up here out of it.
Yeah, and I wanna.
I'll give you a ring on that. Got it on?
Yep.
That was in the building. We tore down to build this place out there. Guess we'll have fire chief down here.
There's another bird up there too. I
Where?
didn't see. Christ, it's all brown and you can't see it.
I don't know what that
Another
is.
one of those ducks you don't know what they're. And these wagon wheels were off of Grandpa's wagon?
Yep. The old wagon we used to load hay
And
on.
these
And he
here.
used to carry the hunters back in the woods with.
There's this ox yoke.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's this wagon right here. Picture of it, where he used to take the hunters back in. Right, right there, see it?
Let me get up on this.
Yeah. And here's the deer he used to get when he'd take the hunters back in. That was 50 years ago. There's the wagon. See where he used to take them back in there. Light come out.
I don't know, let me get it. You gotta leave it so it'll focus.
Yeah.
Looks pretty blurry through here, but
Yeah.
it's hard to tell, you know, because this is all black and white that I'm looking through. You know.